A show about two lives captivated by elite gymnastics and their search for perfect harmony between dreams achieved and life lived to the full. Welcome to Perfect Balance.
Realization of how hard the best girls in the world work. And as with many talented athletes, not just gymnasts, but athletes in general, things come on a certain level easy to them. And I told her many times that in the end, when you're trying to go for those big teams at the end or make it to World Championships or Olympic Games, everybody is talented and everybody works hard and everybody wants it badly.
I'm going for 9 days right outside Moscow for a training camp, and we're watching European Championships.
Erin and Sydney say goodbye to Waterloo as they fly to Russia for a training camp in Moscow. Before the breakup of the Soviet Union, the Soviet team dominated women's gymnastics, winning every Olympic team title from 1952 to 1992. Sydney and Erin are there to find out firsthand what it means to train in Russia.
From a gymnastics perspective, it was amazing. There's a lot of money in Russian gymnastics now. All the foam in the gym was brand new. Everything was very clean. You can see a state of construction where everything's being built or rebuilt, the way that they work, and maybe the lack of options that present themselves to the gymnasts there was eye-opening. I think everybody came home with pretty serious take on what they'd be up against when they run into those girls. Yeah, on some level it was tough, but maybe that's what was making them better. All the coaches are extremely professional and focused. It's all they really do all day, every day, and that's maybe on some level an advantage. The country itself, it's not on your top 5 places to go, before you kick it. To tell you the truth, there's a lot of people there. Too many, if you ask me. It was a little bit dingy. It was a little bit dirty. I think if we hadn't had our KGB driver, it might have been a little bit unsafe.
Straight after arriving back from Russia, Erin and Sydney are back in the gym preparing for nationals. Strength training happens daily. A fairly regular routine for Sydney would be rope climbs, pull-ups, leg lifts, various push-ups and burpees, not counting stamina training during gymnastics, which itself is extremely physically demanding.
I think in the end it'll be worth it, yeah.
Yes, it is a lot of hard work. Becoming that strong, flexible, and accomplished in gymnastics isn't easy. But if the enjoyment of the sport is first and foremost, we find that sooner or later they'll get to a point where they realize, you know what, I'm right there on the doorstep. And now I can justify all the hard work. I can justify the hours. I welcome it because I want to be as good as I possibly can be. And at that time, it's not about keeping them in it. It's just about helping facilitate their journey.
I want to win really badly, but there's a lot of good gymnasts there too. So,
with all the focus on nationals, new physical growth for Sydney, coupled with a very long season, everyone is starting to feel the pressure.
Good. Arch kick. Arch kick. No. Sydney, you're just bending your knees and letting go early.
I think the pressure had mounted towards her, so she was feeling a little overwhelmed with what she could handle and kind of doubting herself. Sydney and I had a long conversation in the gym with some tears, just kind of getting to the bottom of what she was feeling.
I think she found it to be a long season this year.
Her body started to hurt,
It was intense. You know, it was nationals. Like, there's no sympathy coming up to nationals, right? It's do it and, you know, this is it. This is what we work for.
The first day of competitions is qualifications. Sydney came 7th. She qualified for the all-round competition on day 2 and for 3 events finals on day 3. In the all-round competition, Sydney performed well. She came 5th overall, a good position considering the challenges she faced in the lead-up to the competition.
We dealt with growth, we dealt with soreness, we dealt with, you know, maybe a little bit of doubt injected into there because of the growth and the soreness of her ankles. So all that put together, I think she did quite well.
It was like the longest season I've had, so it was just harder. Yeah, I wasn't motivated.
The competition side of it, I mean, Aaron is competitive, right? He's got it in his blood, right? And so does Sydney, actually. You can see when she steps onto the floor, she goes to a whole other level, right? For me, I did gym, and that was something I actually lacked, was that competitive, you know, that killer instinct. So I think it's a really good dynamic, actually, because they're so competitive and they're so intense, and then I can come in and kind of bring them back down when they're, you know, maybe a little bit too high, and just, you know, okay, it's all good. Let's breathe. Let's focus.
A gymnast's total score is the combination of a difficulty and execution score. A routine made up of C, D, and E moves, for example, would score a certain difficulty. 5.3 to 5.9 would be a typical score. There is also an execution score starting at 10, where errors are deducted in increments of 0.1 to 0.8 per error. These two scores are then added together to produce a final score.
We thought she had a really good week. I think from Sydney's perspective, that I think she was a little disappointed in that she always sets really high expectations for herself, and then when she doesn't, I mean, she finished well up in terms of the overall. 5th overall is a great result for first year junior. We were quite happy.
Well, I've realized that you can't always win. Sometimes you'll have a bad day, and you just have to move on and do better next time and work harder.
As any parent would, you feel for your kid in terms of you want her to do well. And again, it's a different element for the parents standing back. We look at it and think, wow, she's doing so great. Like she had a good day.
I thought Nationals was really successful. It being her first year, she ended up 5th all round, which in this strong field of gymnasts was really, really something.
So she went and she did her best, and it wasn't quite as good as she wanted it to be, and that's it. What can you say about that? We have to leave it in the past, and hopefully she'll embrace what it takes to be that good, and we'll see what happens.
From a coaching perspective, I thought, you know, this is experience, honey. You know, this is it. This is you're gonna be in with the big dogs now, right?
After all around, I was happy, but after event finals, I wasn't very happy.
She's into that competition level now, where it really comes down to where we say that whether it's event finals now, that if you take those 8 kids and do that event 3-4 hours later, the way they finish might be different 1 through 6.
You know, it's gymnastics. Sometimes it happens that way, right?
With nationals over and Aaron and Ange ready for a quiet Saturday, a situation arises. 2 top-level gymnasts from another club are looking to move and relocate to Revolution Gym. The reason this is complicated is because the current coach of these 2 transfers is Aaron's best friend.
My best friend in coaching, and he's a very, very good friend in life. His name's Lawson Hamer. Him and his coaching partner Lisa moved gyms from Mississauga to basically East York, the beach area. I have not got that call at all, and I, like you just said, I kind of expected that if anyone would not be able to make that drive, if they're not going to move to Toronto, it would be them.
My name is Casey Carvalho, and we're at Revolution Gymnastics Center.
Kirsten Peterman.
The move was about 45 minutes from their current location, east. Some of the kids were coming from the west, some of the kids were coming from the east. So that lended itself to some logistical issues that came up for some of the families.
And this one had nothing to do with them as coaches. These people love them as coaches. It's just that they couldn't make the move further east through that traffic.
It's a really far distance from my home, and my family and I, we didn't want to move.
So they asked if they could move to our gym. So it was a decision that we took on and thought that we could probably do a good job, but I was really worried that it was gonna, impact our friendship.
And I knew Aaron was here, and I knew it was a good program, so I decided to come here, and it's been really good so far.
Here I am on my day off Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and the dad calls and says, it's official, we're gonna come to you. And I have to pick up the phone and call him and say,
This is what's happening.
this is what's happening. But we'll do the best job we possibly can. And I know that you must have done an amazing job because, you can just see the improvement, and I can see, you can see when you look at Stephanie, you can see when you look at Casey, it's like, this is a coaching job. This is not a kid who looks at a picture and goes, oh, I could do that. You wanted me to do that with a full twist or a half twist? The kids, the gymnasts, come, and there's a duration where they're in your lives, and then they go. And the coaches and the people that are the constants, they're still going to be there. Anyways, the phone conversation was really good. He was so good about it and understanding, and there was no bad vibe at all, so I was really happy about that. Okay, take it easy, bye. Dude, I haven't even had a shower yet or shaved or anything.
Finally, it's time to relax. Everyone does this in their own way. For Aaron and Ange, it's about home, it's about family, it's about fun, it's about balance.
Oh, look, there's some way back here. See if you can get one of the big ones, Gavin.
The fact that we know that it's extremely important to have things of value and interest outside the gym. Because if gymnastics is all that you have, when you go home at night, if you had a bad day and it was a bad day in the gym and all you're thinking about is gymnastics, you're gonna pine and lament over, oh my God, it was a terrible practice, it was a terrible day. And when you come back into the gym the next day, the kids can feel that from you. I remember a time in my life where, gymnastics enveloped me completely. And I don't think at that point in time I was as good of a coach as I am now because I wasn't as balanced.
Sydney's gonna have some friends over and they're just gonna have a little pool party.
For Sydney, balance and life outside the gym culminates in a pool party.
She's goes all over to train and do all these competitions.
I've seen her do multiple things and I know she's very good.
My free time is whenever I'm not at the gym, Saturdays and every other Sunday.
She's not really scared of anything else either, so she's wild.
Either watch TV, I'll do homework, or I'll hang out with friends. I'll go over to their houses and yeah. I like life here. You can pretty much go anywhere in here. You can go to the park, you can go to a friend's house.
It can consume you in all areas of your life if you let it. And I think that was, part of what has been one of our strengths in keeping things together, keeping our sanity on some level, is keeping that balance. There's things that we hold up as important that keep that balance. One thing is family travel or travel together.
Yeah, and making sure that we spend time with each other, as separate outside of the gym, not in the gym, because if the kids are coming to the gym and I'm at the gym and Aaron's at the gym, that can easily be confused as, well, we spent the whole day together. But we didn't spend the whole day together.
Absolutely.
Right? We were just at the gym together, but I was working and he was working and they were off doing their thing. So that's not family time, right? So we have to really make that division of what did we do together outside that space to make sure that we're developing that relationship.
Try
that
to
we
create
want.
this whole thing here at home it's a different world, and keep it separate from that world.
Right.
When you shut that car off,
Yeah.
when you get home and everything shuts off.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll come home and I'll just shut off the car and sit in the door and sit in the car for a second. Before I come in, it's just oh.
It's
The Brokenshires enjoy their country life, mowing grass, feeding chickens, working in the garden, and doing what they can to be away from the gym. Aaron enjoys one hobby in particular.
One of the best feelings that I can have, in the run of a week is just a day like this. Throw the dirt bike in the back of the truck, in my pickup truck, by myself, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Everything's right. You strap that helmet on and you don't think about anything except for what's 10 feet in front of you for an hour. not death that a man should fear, but never really beginning to live.
She's doing things just like we encourage the same things out of Tyler, that pick the things that you want to do and then go try to be the best at it.
They're really supportive. They love me with all their heart. I love my parents too. They help me get through problems I have, and if I have a bad day at gym, they'll help me get over it, kind of, and talk to me about it.
Well, with both of our kids, we're trying to teach them that it's not about what they're doing today, that everything is towards an end result, and that we want them to be good adults. So they are both great kids, and we're really lucky. We know we're really fortunate.
I like to do swimming, dance, and playing outside with my dog.
Now can you tell me please what happens when we go away?
We have no ambition for them to be high-level gymnasts, but we also said that if high-level gymnastics presents itself as their thing and they come to us and push, Mom, I want to be a gymnast, I want to be good at this, Dad, teach me this, then we wouldn't turn them away either.
She definitely loves gym.
She's very tall.
Pushing the boat, or she's driving the bus there to say, Mom, I want to go to gym, I want to go to the next group, can I do more hours? So that was definitely her choice. I think right now it's kind of more just trying to find what they love, right? Like Gavin is just starting to get involved in organized sports, so he hasn't really shown a desire for anything in particular. He's kind of good at everything, so he's just that natural athletic type. And Ava, she definitely has shown, that she likes gym, she loves dance, she really likes to swim.
Even though huge measures are taken to maintain a balanced and healthy life, the fact remains, significant time and energy are required to run a business, offer a gymnastics program of this caliber, and lead a healthy family life.
There's a lot of sacrifices, but they're all worth it in the end, I think. The average person may like their 9-to-5 job where they don't do any overtime and that kind of stuff, but with gymnastics there's lots of weekends where you're at competitions here or there, or you have to have an extra training day, but in the end it's all worth it.
I'm not going to sacrifice family life, balance, being a good person for one spot on the Olympic team. I won't do it. If I can do both, great. That's what I'm trying hard to do right now. Mm-hmm. We are giving up a lot, and we are coaching to the best of our abilities to create that result. And we're committed to them in the process, but not at the expense of ripping apart our family or losing our financial stability or becoming obsessed. We're trying to keep a balance of family life, of being good people, normal people on some level, having outside interests, raising 2 healthy kids, and doing this job the best we can to see if we can
having that result as well.
If we can have that result. Don't listen to Ange.
And I'd say, don't listen to Erin, right?
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was like, yeah, I just did it, but I don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, God.